Poor old rusty piece of shit. Got every intention of making it sick.
I sold a Sigma. Maybe Mr. Fumsies Downsies might stop disliking my videos now. Seemed to start when I bought the Sigma, so you never know. I don't care. Yeah, so I sold the Sigma because I have a very exciting new project coming. I'm not going to tell you what it is till it gets here. It's going to be about 3 weeks' time. But you should subscribe if you want to know, because I'm pretty stoked to be picking it up. Yeah. All right, so goals for this weekend. It's early morning, sun's almost about to come over the rise. I want to try and get my motor ready to put in. I'm not sure whether it's going to go in the 260Z this weekend, but at least maybe try and get it ready to put in. First thing I got to do, I got my valve compression tool. Came earlier than expected. It wasn't meant to get here till next Tuesday. Well done, Australia Post, for a change. I have to lap in the valves, give them a bit of a valve grind just to make sure they're going to seal up right, because the head's been sitting around for a while. As you can see, the head's been refaced thanks to Nance Automotive for doing that for me. Luke Nance did a good job. So yeah, I've got to lap the valves in, so we'll get into that in a minute. I'm going to clean up my workbench and get some space around it first. Exciting times ahead, I can tell you. Another thing, I'm going to push a little bit harder to get my restoration business off the ground. I'm going to treat this, even though it's not, I'm going to treat this 240Z as my first customer, and I'm going to build it up from there, because yeah, something I have to do. It's been a lifelong goal. I put it off for a while, and it started to get me a little bit depressed because I'd given up on my life goal. But I'm going to push a bit harder, and I'm going to try and make it happen. It may not, but at least I'm going to try. Okay, guys. Oh, and business name will be Restoration Revival. I have a Facebook page if you want to check it out. It's under Resto Revival. I'm going to change that name soon, but it'll be Restoration Revival. So the reason I am doing this, giving it a valve grind, is because the valves are leaking a little bit, because the head's been sitting for so long and it's got built up a crud underneath the valves. So I've got to get them out, and I'll show you how I'm going to do this valve grind. So as you can see, I've got the valve compression tool on the valve. What you do is you fold that over first, and then you wind this in until it compresses the valve spring. Oop, there we go, like so. See how that one's protruding, that one's not. Now you got to take these little collets out, and then the valve spring should come off. Use my fingers instead. Sorry, it's gone back inside. I'll get the other one off, and then I'll release it. It was a two-handed job, so now I've got to wind that back out again. We could just release it with the thing, but I'm just going to wind it out so it comes out a bit more gentle. And now the valve should just slide out like so. As you can see, she's a bit dirty. So I'll clean that up, and I'll put it back in and try and lap it up. That's mostly just carbon build-up, I think. The guy that machined my head for me informed me that the valve grinding paste that you get from most of the automotive retailers is as good as using nothing. So he gave me some proper stuff that should cut really good. Now you apparently only need a bit the size of a match head on your valve seat. So we'll do that, and I'll just got some oil here. I'm just going to dip the valve in the oil and then put it back in, and then we'll get into it. Okay. You see straight away that it's a lot more abrasive looking than the stuff that you get from the automotive, oh, I just lost it, automotive retailers. I think it's dried out a bit. He said if it dries out to mix some engine oil in with it. So I might have to do that, just a drop. Try that. That's a bit better. Okay, we'll try again, eh? It's diamond paste, if you're wondering. So just got a little bit on the edge there, and that should be enough. Now I'm going to do one at a time so I don't lose track of where I'm at. And you got your valve grinding tool. It's just a suction cap. You stick it on the end and you get grinding. Oh, I can feel it straight away. What you got to do is you got to lift it up and ease into it. Keep doing that. Yeah, it was working. There we go. I'm going to check that, see what it looks like. It's looking better, but I think I'll go some more yet. Okay, the first valve was done with success, guys. I'm going to do one more pass on this valve and then I'll show you what it's looking like. Focus. Okay, the valve's looking good, apart from the dirt. See if it leaks. Don't waste brake cleaner. I think that's good enough. Let it out. Far better than it was. So I'm going to do the rest, and then we'll go into pulling the motor apart. I've got to clean it up first, but you get the idea. $6 for $10. Can't argue with that. Time to degrease the motor. Kombucha. Got to keep your guts healthy. So the head's done anyway. I'll give it a bit more of a clean up before I start doing the motor. Yeah, I'll do that. Dagnabbit. I have a broken off exhaust stud. That means I'm gonna have to go back to Bunnings. Maybe tomorrow. We'll see how I feel.